Hi guys, for this tutorial you will need the retro stripe red heart jumbo stripe super saver yarn, or you can use any type of weight for acrylic yarn. Then I also have the big twist value yarn in color slime. You will need measuring tape, scissors, a 5mm crochet hook, a 5.5mm crochet hook, and a tapestry needle. To start this project off, you're going to want to measure around your waist. The skirt portion, the only measurement you will need is your waist measurement, which you've already done on camera. Now we're going to start off by making a waistband. So you're going to want to chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're going to want to skip this first stitch, go into the second one with a double crochet, making sure to only go in the top loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once you've done that, you're going to want to chain 1, turn your work. You're going to want to double crochet all the way across, making sure there's 5 double crochets going across. 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 1, turn your work. You're going to keep repeating that until your waistband is as long as needed. I'm doing it extra small, so I'm only going to do 57 rows, but if you need to do more rows, then please do as many rows as needed. So again, you just chain in 1, turn your work, go into the next stitch, double crochet, and you're double crocheting all the way across. So I have one more stitch to go, still using my 5.5mm crochet hook. So your waistband should look something like this, which I've done 57 rows. Now you're going to switch to your 5mm crochet hook. Place both ends together. You're gonna go through the loop on the opposite end, wrap, pull through all loops. You're gonna go in the double crochet on this end, then that same exact loop you went in on the opposite end with the single crochet. You're gonna do the same thing, single crochet, same thing, opposite end, single crochet, single crochet, then one more single crochet. And yes, I am single crocheting over this hang yarn just so it could be less weaving at the end. So now what you're going to do is chain 1, turn your work. It should look something like this. Now what you'll want to do is single crochet into this hole, in the next hole right here, you're going to single crochet right here, single crochet right here, single crochet right here, single crochet. And you want to repeat single crocheting all the way around, making sure you do 2 single crochets per double crochet row. So I have 57 double crochet rows for my waistband, so I should have 114 single crochets going all the way around. So I'm coming up to the end of my single crochet round. Now what I'm going to do is slip stitch into the first single crochet we did on that round. Chain 1, cut my work off, pull through. So it should look something like this. So now you're going to want to switch back to your 5.5mm crochet hook. And now you're also going to pull out the opposite, the other yarn that you were using, or if you're not using different yarn, then you don't have to do this step. So what you'll want to do create your starting knot. That same exact hole we just slip stitched in, you're gonna put your needle through there. Then you're gonna put the loop on the needle. You're gonna pull through, wrap around, tighten. Now you're gonna chain 2, go back into that same stitch with a double crochet. Now you're gonna go into the next stitch, 2 double crochets, next stitch, 2 double crochets, next stitch, 2 double crochets, 2 double crochets, and you want to go all the way around, making sure to go into each of the single crochet stitches with 2 double crochets in each stitch. So I'm coming up to the end of my first round. One more in the stitch. So now it should look something like this. So what you'll want to do is slip stitch into that very first double crochet, not the chain 3 that you did, but the double crochet. Then you're going to want to chain 3, go back into that same exact stitch with a double crochet, and that's how you will start off all rows. So you continue to go in rounds of going in each stitch with 1 double crochet now. You want to do a minimum of 5 rows. You can do as many rows as you want, but I say a minimum of 5. And once you've done the desired amount of rows, come back and we'll work on the next step. But it should look something like this so far. So I'm coming up to the end of my 6th row. Originally, I said I was going to do 5 rows, but I did 6. So I'm coming up to the end. To end it off, you just slip stitch into that first double crochet, not the chain 3. Create a chain, tighten it, pull your work, cut, pull through. So it should look something like this. So I'm actually going to do 1 row with the green as my final row for the skirt. So you're just gonna create your starting knot. Where you did your slip stitch and ended it off, you're gonna go right back into that loop. Put that through, that loop through. Wrap around, tighten it. Then you're gonna go back in there with a double crochet. Then you're just gonna double crochet all the way across. You can hide your ends with the double crochet now, or you can just wait till the end to weave those in, but it just makes it easier and less work at the end if you do it now. So once I get towards the end of this row, I will come back. So I am coming up to the end. You are going to go into that first double crochet, slip stitch, make a chain, tighten it, cut your work off, pull through. Now what you'll want to do is switch to your 5.5mm crochet hook, and you'll want to create a chain, your 5mm crochet hook, and you'll want to make a chain that could wrap around your waist 2 times, and then you're going to use that as your drawstring. You created your chain, that's going to be your drawstring. You're going to want to just stitch your skirt to the side. We're going to do all finishing touches at the very end once we finish our top and bottoms. Now we're going to work on a bikini bottom, so you're going to switch to your 5mm crochet hook and chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Once you chain 7, you're going to skip that first stitch and go into the next stitch with a double crochet. Then you're going to double crochet all the way down until you have 6 double crochets across. 6 double crochets across. It should look something like this. Chain 1, turn your work, and double crochet across all the way again for a total of 6 rows of 6 double crochet stitches. And after each row, again, remember to chain 1 and turn your work. Chain 1, turn your work. So I did 2 rows, now I have 4 more to go to equal 6. So I finished the 6 rows. It should look something like this. So now for rows, the next 6 rows, so 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, you're going to do this step. You're going to chain 1, turn your work. In the very first stitch on that row, you're going to place 2 double crochets into that 1 stitch. And then you're going to double crochet all the way across. So you're going to increase 1 stitch per row. So you have 7 for row 7. Chain 1, turn your work. 2 double crochets into that very first stitch. You have 8 stitches for row 8. You're just going to keep repeating this until you have 12 rows all together. Chain 1, turn your work. 2 double crochets in the very first stitch. And continue until you have 12 rows. Your 12 rows, it should start looking something like this, which you'll start seeing an increase on the ends. So now for rows 13 and above, I do 19 rows altogether for bottoms. Chain 1, turn your work, and on each end you're going to place 2 double crochets. So this first stitch we're going in with 2 double crochets. You're going to double crochet all the way across. Then I have 1 more stitch. So now on this end, I'll place 2 double crochets. And you want to keep repeating this step until you have at least a minimum of 19 rows. You could do as many rows as needed. But again, making sure to put 2 double crochets on each stitch at each end. Finish your 19 rows. It should look something like this. So you're going to want to chain 1, boop. Cut your work off, pull through. So this is the front. So now we're going to start working on the back. Turn your work away from you. I'm going to start down here. Like your starting knot. So we're going to be going in these bottom loops down here. So put your needle through the first loop. Pull through. Then you're going to wrap around, tighten. So now for the first stitch, you're going to want to put 2 double crochets in that first hole. So 1, 2. And you're going to double crochet all the way till you get to the end. And on that last stitch, you're going to put 2 double crochets in there as well. So the first row on the back panel, you're going to have a total of 8 stitches. So it should look something like this. Chain 1, turn your work. That first stitch, 2 double crochets in it. Double crochet all the way across. Then that last stitch on that row, 2 double crochets in it. So you're going to continue this technique for a total of 19 rows. The same way you did it for rows 13 through 19 on the top part, you're going to do the same exact technique where you do 2 double crochets in the first stitch, double crochet all the way across. Then you get to that last stitch. You do 2 double crochets, so you're going to increase 2 double crochets each row. And you're going to do that for the entirety of the back panel, making sure the back panel is the same amount of rows as the front panel. So the front panel we did 19 rows, so the back panel needs to be 19 rows. Once you've done that, we'll come back for the next step. That we finished, it should look something like this. You lay it out, it's gonna be like this. So now what we're going to do, we're going to single crochet all the way down on both sides. You're gonna use the same technique that you did to single crochet around your waistband as you're going to do for the bikini bottoms. So chain 1, go into the first hole, single crochet. Next one, single crochet, and we're making sure to do 2 single crochets per double crochet row. And we're gonna do that all the way down. We single crochet going down this side. So now what we're gonna do is single crochet going that way. So what you'll wanna do is create your starting knot. Take it off the hook. Again, still using your 5mm crochet hook. You're gonna go into this last double crochet that you did. Put the loop on the needle, pull through, wrap around, tighten. Then you're gonna go right back into that same stitch with a single crochet. Then again, using the same technique that you did for the opposite side in the waistband, you're gonna single crochet all the way down. Once you finish single crocheting on each side, it should look like this. I've already added the straps for the back part, so I'm going to show you how to add it. So what you want to do is chain 55. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. To chain 55, you're going to want to go into this very first last single crochet you did going up. And you're going to want to go into there with a single crochet. So with the loop still on your needle, put your needle through that single crochet. Then wrap, pull through, wrap, tighten. Then you're just going to single crochet all the way across, go into all the double crochet stitches until you get to the opposite end. And yes, I am single crocheting over this hang yarn that we had, so there could be less weaving at the end for me. Once you get to the end, you want to go into this is first single crochet that you did going down this side. You're going to go in there with a single crochet. Then you're going to chain 55 on this end and then cut off your work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Finish. Your bottom should look something like this. So now you could put them to the side. Again, we're going to do clean up all together at the end, but now we're just going to move on to the triangle top. Firstly, you want to make a chain that can wrap around your bust twice. And once you've done that, you'll just set that to the side. Finish that chain, you just go ahead and fold it in half and just place it to the side. So now what you want to do is create a chain that's a minimum of 14 stitches. That's 14 stitches will be the minimum amount of stitches, which today I'm making it extra small. You can go up as needed, but it needs to be an even number of chains that you're creating. So I'm going to do 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So per usual, skip that first stitch, go into the second stitch with a double crochet. Then you're going to double crochet all the way across for a total of 13 double crochets across for the first row. Make sure to go into the top loops. So we have 13 stitches for the first row. Chain 1, turn your work. Row 2, you're going to double crochet all the way across with no increase or decrease whatsoever. So row 2 is complete. Now for row 3 and 4, you're going to skip this first stitch, go into the second stitch of the double crochet, which we're going to decrease 1 stitch for rows 3 and 4. So again, you chain 1, turn your work, skip the first stitch, go into the next stitch, double crochet. We start off with 13 double crochets across for rows 3. You're going to have 12. Row 4, you're going to have 11. So I just finished row 3. Chain 1, turn my row, work. skip this stitch, go into the next stitch, double crochet all the way across. You've completed row 4. Now for row 5, chain 1, turn your work. You're going to decrease 2 stitches, so skip that first double crochet, go into the next one. So that's the first double crochet decrease we'll do for row 5. Then you double crochet all the way across until you have 2 stitches left, which we have 2 stitches left now. So you're gonna wrap around, go through that next stitch, pull through. Then you have 3 loops on your needle, then go through that last stitch, wrap around, pull through. Then you're gonna wrap around, pull through 3 loops, wrap around, pull through 2 loops. And that's how you'll decrease. So then you're gonna chain 1, turn your work. For row 6, you're gonna double crochet all the way across with no decrease whatsoever. Rows 7 and 8, you're gonna do the same exact thing you did for rows 3 and 4. So you're gonna chain 1, turn your work, skip the first stitch, go into the next stitch, double crochet, row 8, chain 1, turn your work, skip the first stitch, double crochet all the way across, equaling 1 decrease stitch for row 8. Now for row 9 and any other row after this, you're going to chain 1, turn your work, and same thing you did for row 5 when you decrease 2 stitches on that row, you're going to do that for the rest of your work. So skip that first stitch and double crochet all the way across until you have 2 stitches left. 2 stitches left, wrap around, go through, wrap, pull through, then go through the last double crochet stitch, 4 loops on my needle, wrap, pull through 3, wrap, pull through 2. Then you're going to repeat that for the next row. 2 stitches left, decrease. Then once you have your final row that's going to have, 3 double crochets left, you're going to chain 1, turn your work, skip both of the loops and go into the very last loop with a double crochet. To equaling 1 double crochet in that row. So your triangle should look something like this. Now what you'll want to do is chain 85 to 100 for your strap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. To finish your top, it should look something like this, which mine does look very small, but again, I'm making a extra small. So earlier, I know you guys remember when I said make your chain that can wrap around your bust tight, fold it in half and put it to the side. So we're gonna need that now. So fold it in half and put it to the side. This is gonna be about where half is. Now I'm going to put the top around right here, which again, we can adjust it at the end. Create your starting knot. So what you'll want to do is put your needle through this very first hole right here, then put the chain at the bottom of that, then put the loop through, wrap around, tighten, then you're gonna go right back into that hole, single crochet, then go into the next hole, single crochet, making sure that we're single crocheting the chain we created for our top on there. Then just gonna single crochet all the way across as normal. We'll just have a chain in between. And again, this is the perfect time to weave in your yarn. We finished, so make your chain, cut off, pull through. So then what you did for one cup or top triangle top, you're gonna do for the opposite side, you're gonna do the exact same steps. And then once you finish that, we're gonna come back for cleanup, then we're completely done. The top is complete, it'll look something like this. I've already weaved in all the ends on camera. I'll just give you all an example of how to weave in the ends. So you're just gonna wanna twist this the ends tight, put it through your tapestry needle, Then you want to turn your chain to the back and go through these loops. And you want to go in 4 of the loops. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pull through. Cut your work off. Tie it in a knot. Do it again. Tie your work. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pull it through. Cut your work. Tie it in a knot. Your bottom should look something like this, which of course once you put it on and put on your mannequin, you can shape it and make it look better. After you weaved in all your ends, the final step would be to just attach your drawstring to your skirt. So you're going to find the back middle, which the back middle will be this part where you attach the waistband together to create the circle. And I did 57 rows, so you divide that by 2. You're going to get 28.5. So then we're going to weave in our ends and 28 of the rows. Make sure that's an even amount. So what you'll want to do is you're going to go in each one row going in and out. So 1, going to the second row, going out 2, in 3, out 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I'm going to do this for a total of 28 rows going this way, then going the opposite way. I'm going to do 28 rows going that way. To weave in the drawstring, it should look something like this. I'll put all of the pieces on a mannequin and show you all how the final look is going to look all together. This is the final look. I'll zoom in. The hat, you can find this tutorial on my YouTube channel, Miyaza Couture, which is free. This is the final look.